Okay, well, I'm here from Manase, Tonga, and Manase, thanks for coming over, coming home to Aragon, and to announce some activities. We're going to be doing some things at the camp where you're going to be sponsoring some scholarships for kids to come to the camp, so we really appreciate that.
Well, I'm glad to be a part of it, so it's a good way to give back.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to just interview you about some things and just kind of give some background to people, let them know a little bit more about you and you know, the connection between the community. So the first question is, when you started playing sports, how old were you remember first starting to play around a little bit in sports?
Man, playing sports, it's always been a part of our family ever since I can remember. But it wasn't until I got to about middle school, high school is when I started getting into like organized sports. Usually we were just, you know, backyard football, or go to the park, play a couple of pickup games of basketball. So nothing really organized, but you know, we were always active. You know, I had a lot of older cousins who showed me the ropes and, you know, got me interested at a really early age.
Good, cool. So you didn't start playing organized football until high school?
Yeah, my freshman year was my first time playing organized football.
I remember those days. Those were some fun times.
Yeah, they were pretty rough.
Yeah, that first year was, I recall that 1 year of ninth grade ball and then right up to the varsity. And so, I mean, that all flew by. I mean, you MVP honors on the football team, continued success, hard work. You were involved in scouting.
Yes.
Didn't you finish with an Eagle Scout?
Yeah, I got my Eagle Scout right before I turned 18. It was one of the hardest things I had to do, but it was a great accomplishment. You know, it was just one of those deals that you finish when you start. You know, and that's the biggest thing they wanted to teach us. And the Eagle Scout is it's quite an honor, and so I was heavily involved in my scouting, amongst other things.
Yeah, I'm just recollecting, thinking about everything. I mean, football, basketball, track.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the band. What was that? Yeah, I mean, I recall, was it trombone?
Played trombone.
As I played trombone until like 5th grade, but I'm telling you, I mean, you really stuck with it. And so I recall you changing from doing something athletic to changing over and doing band activities, and just talk about the importance of doing a lot of different activities in high school for a kid.
I think it's good, especially for young kids, because it kind of develops you. You know, you're more well-rounded of a person. You're very open-minded about a lot of things. I felt like had I not done band, I wouldn't have been, you know, as aware in other areas, aspects of my life, as far as arts and, you know, culture and whatnot. And so, you know, the more you can do in high school, that was a big thing. I felt like I am the man who I am today just because of a lot of things that I was involved in and that I learned, and little tricks that I picked up along the way. They were for my benefit.
That's I mean, I see that in what you're doing, and you know, you obviously excelled as an athlete, and you know, on to BYU scholarship athlete, and on with the Raiders. Talk about some of those transferable skills. You know, as a professional athlete, certainly use a lot of concentration and focus. But if we're talking transferable skills that a person would have to use in any walk of life to be successful, that you feel you have to use now in your profession.
Well, I think the biggest skill is just knowing how to talk to people. You know, as an athlete, one of the things that you're always surrounded with is media. You know, and having to address media and just talk to, you know, handle yourself, conduct yourself in a professional manner. And I felt like, you know, while I was doing my Eagle Scout things, that was the one thing that I always had to kind of improve in was, you know, talking to different people, you know, and getting my point across the way I wanted to. And so when I got to college, I was able to, you know, talk to my professors properly, and you know, when I would go to job interviews, you know, I was able to conduct myself professionally and just, you know, talk normally. You know, when I'm out in the, when I was in the hallways, or you know, when I'm at home, I speak one way, and then when you know, again, the business setting, I gotta. I can't talk to these business people the way I talk to my friends. So, you know, I had to switch it up a little bit.
Isn't that important? I just have to, you know, being in education, I want to emphasize what you just said, the importance of knowing where you are and who you have to be in that situation, right? And this communication, you know, is the key. From what you're saying, obviously, you know, being aware, fully aware, evidently also.
Exactly.
Another thought, I think about, you know, your background and how you made it through college and on and are handling life great now. I'm curious what you'd be doing if you weren't playing ball. Are you like giving thought to careers that you might be pursuing in that regard?
I'll tell you what, man. For every time that I've changed my mind on what I wanted to do, I think I really don't have I didn't have an idea then. You know, I wanted to be. At first, I wanted to work in criminal justice and be, you know, like a probation officer, and that changed to being. I wanted to work like, you know, with sports teams and be, you know, work on the business end of that. But now, you know, as I've grown older, just kind of been around the community a lot more. What I see myself doing, I wanted to be sort of like a mentor. I wanted to get into, definitely want to stick with athletics. I feel like that's my strong point. You know, I wanted to get into training, helping young kids develop skills, kind of like what we were doing with the football camp. That's a huge interest of mine, and so that's where I see myself. You know, once this football thing is done with, I see myself kind of falling into that.
Emerging in that direction, supporting community initiatives, and really kind of getting the word out about the way to do things. I think that's huge. I had one more question for you. I know I'm being an old teacher here and peppering with questions, but I just really appreciate learning this, and I want kids to be able to see this too. Do you think that improving as an athlete is an all work, no fun thing, or you know, talk about the importance of having a good time, or the fun that comes with getting better as an athlete?
Well, I've always felt like if you're not having fun, then you know you shouldn't be doing it. At the same time, you know, you just kind of have to find that balance. You know, it's definitely a lot of work. It's definitely all work, but you have to know how to work and have fun at the same time. Me personally, I enjoyed. At first, it wasn't fun, but I slowly started enjoying the training aspect of, you know, of athletics. You know, kind of training my body. You know, getting fit, working out, lifting weights. You know, I found that was kind of an escape for me. Okay. And so the more I did it, you know, I was able to have fun, and then, you know, then you start to see how it affects you on the football field and with your performance. And once you start seeing the results of all that hard work, it kind of allows you to enjoy yourself a little bit more and just kind of take it in and really makes you have fun with it, you know.
Yeah. Building some momentum, and you reach goals, and
Definitely.
And you know, you find yourself competing and continue to contribute to what the Raiders' success is, and you know, full circle coming back and giving back to the community. And we just find glad that you have this opportunity to come and be present. I know you're going to be at the camp for 2 weeks in June, and be able to greet the kids and spend some time, maybe show them a few pointers. And
I'd love to.
You know,
whatever I can do to help.
Yeah, that's given energy, and we just are honored and proud that you are continuing your success, and we want to share that with the community. So thanks for coming out.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.